The first question we wanted to answer when making this video was how much money do teams have to spend to compete in Formula One? Because it turns out that figure depends heavily on what you're comparing it to. The average person might compare it to road cars, in which case F1's multi-million-dollar budgets look insane. Or maybe they'll compare it to other racing categories, in which case F1 seems relatively affordable. Maybe they'll compare it to the NFL, which spends over $10 billion a year on player salaries alone. But for this video, we needed a benchmark. We needed something equally exclusive, technically advanced, and globally top. In other words, we needed golf. Golf, as it turns out, is one of the richest sports on the planet. Its global revenue exceeds $30 billion a year, and its biggest tournaments easily attracts the world's best players and largest crowds. Plus, it shares similarities with F1. There's high production value, there's heavy reliance on cutting-edge technology, and there's a strong emphasis on exclusivity. Both sports are known for their premium fan experiences and expensive sponsorships. So if golf makes $30 billion and F1 pulls in nearly $3 billion, we thought it made sense to analyze them both. It turned out to be pretty complicated. We started by looking at the PGA Tour, the main professional golf circuit in North America. It operates 47 official events annually, including 4 majors. Prize money in 2022 was $384 million, meaning each tournament had to raise at least $8 million to cover expenses. As it stands, the average tournament pulls in $11 million, though the Super Bowl of golf, the Masters tournament, raking in over $1 billion. With ticket sales, merchandise, food, broadcast rights, sponsorships, and donations. The Masters covers all operational costs for the entire PGA Tour, allowing them to distribute a large portion of its profits to charity. In fact, since 1960, the Masters has donated over $1 billion to the Augusta National Foundation, which funds educational, charitable, and service organizations throughout the year. By comparison, Formula One's finances are much less transparent. Liberty Media, the company that bought F1 in 2017, doesn't break down team budgets in their financial reports, instead grouping them under race promotion costs. According to their 2022 report, these costs totaled $209 million, which includes not only team expenses, but Grand Prix promotional costs and general administrative expenses. But this figure only scratches the surface. It doesn't account for the billions spent on car development, R&D, driver salaries, or the countless logistical costs. After poring through various reports, press releases, and court records, we were able to compile a list of estimated costs. The result was staggering. On a conservative estimate, F1 teams spend over $2 billion a year on operations alone, with 10 teams spending well over $300 million each. This figure blew us away because it's comparable to major sports teams. For example, Real Madrid, the most successful club in football history, reportedly had a budget of $780 million last year. Their wage bill alone was over $400 million. Compared to that, F1's budget looks reasonable, except for one thing: wages. According to court records, the average F1 driver salary is between $30 million and $50 million, and there are 20 drivers on the grid. That's $1 billion in driver salaries alone, not to mention team personnel, engineers, mechanics, support staff, and all the people traveling around the world to ensure the show goes on. Add that all up, and we end up with a number around $4 billion, just shy of 1/5 of the PGA's reported revenues. But here's the thing, F1 isn't just a collection of teams. It's a global phenomenon watched by billions. In 2022, over 1.5 billion people tuned in, up 5% on the previous year. F1's media reach is only growing, and its audience demographics are changing too. Younger audiences, aged 12 to 34, represent 40% of the sport's global audience, driven by social media engagement, streaming services, and esports. All of this translates into billions of dollars in revenue. In 2022, Liberty Media reported a record $2.8 billion, an increase of 16% compared to 2021, and the trend is set to continue. From 2023 to 2025, F1 will race in 6 new venues, including Las Vegas, bringing in potentially billions more. So we've got teams spending $4 billion a year on operations, the global spectacle drawing in 1.5 billion viewers, and a sport making nearly $3 billion a year. We think it's time for a deeper dive, starting with the entry fee. According to recent rumors, potential entrants would have to stump up an initial $200 million, plus a $20 million annual fee. However, the entry fee isn't the only barrier. New entrants must also prove 2 things. They have sufficient funds, and they can add value to the sport. The second part is subject to a vote by existing teams, giving them effective veto power. No wonder no new team has entered since 2015. Next up, we have team personnel. In the US, major sports teams employ around 1,000 people. In Europe, it's closer to 2,000. F1 teams easily double those figures, employing over 4,000 people across multiple facilities and race weekends. Now check out how much F1 teams will save with the new cost cap, or click this other video instead.